I think right now is the best time to start a Marvel Cinematic Universe Hot Toys collection. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is because I'm going to be curating my own Marvel Cinematic Universe display and trying to do the best I can on a budget and with rules and everything else. So here's the rules. $300 is my starting budget. I get that from the get-go. So that way it gets me a figure, that gets me whatever. I also get $100 each month. So basically, since it's October 27th, the day I'm recording this video. So I got a $400 starting budget. I'll put a graphic on screen here in a little bit just to remind everybody of the rules, and I'll put all the rules in the description below. These rules could change. I could add different stuff to different rules. That's where you come in as the community. You can give me different rules. We can talk about different figures we're going to go after. The only way to get more money though is I got to sell or trade a figure. So I can trade a figure for another Marvel figure. I can sell one to get more in the bankroll. I have to figure out how to do that and stuff like that. But I'm going to be looking for deals. I'm going to be trying to anticipate where the 2.0s are coming from. I'm going to have to be utilizing payment plans and pre-orders. But that's dangerous because that can definitely inflate the budget. So let's get into this, though. Let's get into this. Avengers Doomsday coming out December 18th, 2026. I think that's going to be a huge reset for the MCU. I think it's going to be a huge reset for collectors. And I really do think right now is the best time to get back into curating your Marvel collection because I think there's going to be so much cool stuff coming out in 2026 from Hot Toys. I think they're really going to focus in on the original Avengers. I think they're going to focus in on a lot of early phase Avengers stuff, a lot of early phase Marvel stuff because they want us to reconnect with the nostalgia and what made us love this in the first place, to get us reconnected to this going into Doomsday, which is a beginning of a new phase and a beginning of a new story. So while the Russo brothers close out everything with Infinity War and Endgame, they're beginning it with Doomsday. Okay, so I'm very excited, and we're going to be getting back into curating a great Marvel collection, and you're going to join me. Let's do this together. Let's jump into it. And it's also the point of this is like I'm really trying to talk to the people that are starting one or trying to rebuild their collection. They don't know what to do with the Marvel display. Marvel's in this weird transitional period right now, and I wanted this to be a fun way to kind of not only build some community but also kind of give you some ideas of like, hey, if I'm just starting and I have a budget of this, how can I realistically build a really awesome Marvel display? We're gonna see if it's possible. If you have a lower budget, if you have a higher budget, you can still integrate this stuff into your planning. But this is just a really cool way to kind of go about it and talk about it. Again, starting rules over here to the side of me here. You can kind of see we're starting off at $300, $100 a month. So since we're in October, I get a $400 start. But then after that, man, I gotta wait till November to get another $100 to the bankroll. And so we're gonna have to find creative ways to be able to get more money into our bankroll, and that's just real life collecting, right? I mean, that's how you got to do it if you're on a budget and you want to stick to it. So we're definitely gonna stick to it, but I want to just emphasize that this is designed to be like in real time and to be hanging out and stuff. So this is probably going to be a long video. Each episode will probably be kind of long, and we're just going to I'm going to try to in real time get you to go through my thought process. I don't want to do a ton of edits or a ton of cuts or anything. So a lot of this is going to be real time. I might do a few edits here or there if I really have to pause or something comes up and I got to step away from the computer. But other than that, man, I really just want this to unfold kind of like we're hanging out and we're talking about this together. So hopefully you're on this journey with me. We're going to kick things off though. You've seen the graphic, you've seen the starting rules. Anything else I'll make sure to add on the graphic. But we're going to start with Sideshow. We're going to start with Sideshow here because we got to get an idea of what we're going to do. All right, so we're starting off with Sideshow here. Again, here's my filters that I'm using. Available now, pre-order, waitlist, Hot Toys, Marvel. The reason I'm doing waitlist is because I kind of want to get an idea of what's like still on waitlist at Sideshow. That way, if I see it on another site for a good deal, maybe I prioritize that a little bit more. We're not going to even mess with sold out. Like if it's sold out, I'm more than likely you're going to have to pay more. I'm going to have to go out of budget. So I'm not going to do that. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to show the graphic one more time about what I already have in my MCU collection. So I'm going to put that up on the screen one more time. And here's what I got in the MCU collection so far. So I'm curating to kind of go along with that. And again, maybe all these don't make it to the final cut. Maybe I have to sell some of these. I'm not sure, man. We'll see. But we already know that we don't have to worry about right now. We don't have to worry about Iron Man or Captain America. So I'm really looking at like what's available. I already love my 2 Iron Man figures. That's a character that I just feel like I could get at any time. You already see there's a ton of Marvel ones, a ton of Iron Man. So if you don't have Iron Man, there's a ton here that you can start with. I would just hold off if you can. We get a ton of Iron Man. And I think we're going to definitely get some more, maybe even an artisan version soon. But anyway, I digress. Let's go through this again. I just want to remind everybody this is just in real time, man. So I might do some pauses. I might not talk for a little bit because this is all just trying to do this together. So we kind of see what we got here. I mean, we still got in-game Thor. We're gonna stay away from that. That's kind of a movie specific version. I've seen where you can get it even a little bit cheaper than that. Obviously, we have video game Venom, but we're talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe here. So we got some really great figures here. Even if you're somebody who's just wanting to collect what you like say you're an Iron Man collector, there's some good deals here on Sideshow. This is a great one for the original Iron Man. I mean, $217 for this figure. That's not bad. But let's keep it rolling. Okay, so this Loki figure here is pretty interesting to me. And I'm going to scroll up so we can kind of see, so my camera doesn't block it all the way. So this Loki figure, let's go ahead and click on that. So that way we can take a look at $185 using code Spooky Deal and $5 shipping. We could get this Loki, and this Loki is from the original Avengers. So I already have stuff in the collection about the original Avengers. Even though it's the in-game Cap, I have the original Avenger look for Captain America. I do think we get 2.0s of these characters, but this version of Loki, I'm unsure. We're already getting God Loki, Artisan. I don't know, man. I don't know. We got a ton of Lokis out there. This one, though, is a really good deal. I mean, $185.50. There might even be ways to get this even cheaper. So with the 30% off and with the $5 shipping, man, that is not bad. I mean, that would definitely be under budget. And again, this isn't I love this version of the character because it's from my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, the 2012 Avengers. But there's better Lokis out there. But man, this is a really good deal. So we're gonna think about this one. We're gonna think about this one for a little bit. We're gonna think about this for a little bit. We're gonna come back to it. So Loki at that deal is a possibility for us. That is a possibility for us. We also have Vision here, which I've seen this figure go really low. I mean, I think I could even get a better deal on this somewhere else. But Vision's an interesting character because I think that he was a big part of obviously the first phases of the MCU, and he's also somebody that has been in the WandaVision series. Where his character fits into Doomsday, I'm unsure. But to get a Vision for really cheap is that's not bad either. So we're gonna take a look at Vision later on as well. So that's a possibility. That's a possibility. You got Cable here. Cable's interesting because I don't think we get this version of the character. But here's what's very interesting about it. Even though Josh Brolin did Thanos, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that we see a Cable cameo. Now, do I think we get another figure of this character unless he plays a big role? I'm not sure, but it would make sense to me. He was only in Deadpool 2, but he was really great in it. This is a figure that has been widely available for a long time. I could probably even get it cheaper than that. I know I probably could. But $192.50 with the 30% off Spooky Deal with the $5 US shipping. This is not a bad way to go if I'm thinking about going Mutant Saga, because that's what we're about to start getting. We're about to start getting a lot of X-Men, a lot of mutants. So, I mean, I don't know, man. We got some choices here. I mean, this is why I was saying this is the best time to collect Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because you have so many deals. They overproduce so many of these figures. I mean, look at Shang-Chi. It's a perfect example. Shang-Chi, this could be one, man. This could be one. I don't have the Shang-Chi yet. I would focus primarily on getting a Shang-Chi. But the thing about this is he's definitely going to be in Doomsday. I definitely could see us getting one. Now, look. He's still widely available, I think, because, again, I think they were overproducing figures at this time. I think if they came out with another Shang-Chi and he plays a huge role in Doomsday, that one would sell pretty well. But, this one has been available for a long time. It's kind of like that in-game Thor. Like, ever since I started collecting, I've seen this figure. But this is not a bad price. I bet you could get it even cheaper. We're going to take a look around. But we already got Avengers Loki. So, again, even though it's technically an in-game figure, it's from 2012 Avengers. So we got the Loki, we got the Vision, we got Shang-Chi here. I mean, so we have some choices here off right out of the gate. And so we got to be very strategic what we're going to do with our $300 starting budget plus the $100 from October. So we got $400 to play with right now. But if I use all this on a figure, again, like I said at the beginning, that's less I get to spend later on. And what if they announce something insane later on? So I got to think about this. Sylvie's an interesting character. This is a figure I really want, but I think we got to stay away from this. I really think I got to stick with focusing on bigger characters early on, or I got to do this and fill in. So if I'm limited on a budget, unless Sylvie's just my favorite character, you really got to make sure you're getting your top characters first. And again, I have the luxury of already having a Cap and a Iron Man. If you don't have an Iron Man or Cap, I would probably hold off on both because I think we get really good ones here pretty soon, like updated versions, but you're going to be spending a lot more. So you got to weigh that out. Like you can get a Captain America really cheap right now that looks really good still. So that's the decision making that goes into it, man. So those are the ones that are like available on sale. And there's a lot of good ones, man. There's a lot of good Marvel figures out right now on really good deals. So Mighty Thor's almost gone. That's interesting. We're going to stay away from that one. Wolverine Deluxe, okay? So this is technically in budget for the month. Shipping October 2025 to November 2025. You got the Deluxe Edition. This is a must-have character. I think he's going to be heavily featured in Doomsday and in the Mutant Saga. I definitely think they're going to be using this Hugh Jackman head sculpt as many times as they possibly can. We've already seen that. There's no way they don't get another Wolverine figure for Doomsday. That would eat up a lot of budget, and then I'm sitting on hardly any money. The only thing I could do is if I put this on a payment plan. If I put Wolverine on a payment plan, that would be a way to do it. Like I could technically pre-order this figure and probably get a 3. Let's just see. They might make me sign in. Okay, they're not making me sign in. Okay. Let's do this. Layaway starting at $102 a month. So let's see. We would be able to get 3 payments here. Is that the most it would do? Yeah, okay. So we'd be able to get 3 payments here. I'd have to do $34 today. Then in November, that's $102. So basically that wipes out my entire November 100. That's not a bad play here. Yes, I would still be left with 400 minus 34 is 366. This is one that I definitely think they made a lot of because it's still available. I think it got pushed back so much, maybe people backed off of it. I'm not sure, but this is one I really want in the collection, to be honest with you. And so this one right now is like really high up there because I think those other ones we looked at, even though they got the 30% off deal, I think we can wait even longer because those have been available for so long. I've seen them at 30% off. I've seen sometimes up to 35 to 40% off on some of those figures. So that's not like a must-have. If I don't get this Wolverine right now and I wait for it to sell out, who knows what the price turns into. And this would be the Wolverine I'd want. I think they would do a similar outfit for Doomsday, but then again, they might not because they're going to try to sell a lot of toys from that movie. And so he definitely will get another one for Doomsday. But we'd also have to wait multiple years. So this is really about trying to build the ultimate Marvel display in anticipation for Doomsday and then picking up some Doomsday figures to build it all out. So this could work for both. This could be a Doomsday figure and it could be a figure that I have right now that, you know, that would just look great. And so we have Wolverine in the cart. So we're going to keep Wolverine in the cart. Deluxe Edition Wolverine still available. Going to be getting it soon, so I wouldn't have to wait too long. That's the other thing about starting a collection. You want to try to get your first piece soon, so that way. And if you're curating and you haven't collected a Marvel figure in a while, just seeing a really cool Marvel figure from a movie you love, I think would get you more excited. So think about that as well with your thought process there. One that we didn't mention is this Doctor Strange. I would love to get Doctor Strange, but again, this is probably not the version I'd want. But that's not a bad deal, man. $224. With $10 shipping for the No Way Home Doctor Strange. That's not bad at all. But let's keep it rolling. So we got Human Torch here. So this one's interesting. This is very interesting. So let's just say I pre-ordered this. All right? Let's just say I pre-ordered this. Layaway starting at $60.75. They would let me do 4 payments here. Non-refundable deposit, $27. Then I wouldn't get charged till June 5th of 2026. This would come out before Doomsday. Now, here's the thing with the Fantastic Four figures. I'm not just going to get Human Torch, so I'd have to get all 4 of them. I'm not normally like that with completing a line. Like, you can do what you want. That's your call as a collector. But for me, man, I'm not going to just have one member of the Fantastic Four. I'm going to have all 4. Fantastic Four is that rare occurrence where, like, you have to have all 4 characters, in my opinion. I mean, that's just me. If I had to just pick one, it'd be tough. It's like, how do you just have Reed and not Sue? They go together. How do you just have the Thing and not Johnny? Now, if you have older versions of the character, cool, but I think that these characters are going to be heavily featured, and we're going to just leave that in the cart. They're going to be heavily featured in Doomsday, but I don't know if they get like a way bigger like upgrade to their costume. It's going to be different because, again, the reality is they want to sell toys. They want to sell more toys and stuff. So they're going to have variations to these outfits and these, costumes and all that. So, all right. So we're seeing kind of the thought process here. Like these are the things that I don't know if you do, but maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. But this is how I think about stuff, is like, I got to anticipate what's coming. I got to anticipate what's going to be announced. I think you're safe if you pre-order the Fantastic Four. I think you're safe if you pre-order that deluxe edition Wolverine. Yes, they might announce a Artisan. Yes, they might announce another version, but that would be the version to get. I mean, that's the best looking Wolverine on the market. You also have the TVA jacket version, which is almost gone, but I don't really feel the need to get that one. You have X-23 here, which is interesting. I mean, that's one that if you're curating and you already have a lot of these pieces, you can definitely look into that, but we're trying to, kind of keep in mind that we're kind of not really starting from scratch, but we got a lot of characters that we got to get. Daredevil's interesting. Daredevil's very interesting. I think he is going to be in Doomsday. I do love this. I really do love this look for the character. This one is definitely one I'm going to consider, because not only do you have Daredevil and it's the show, I just don't know if you're going to get like, I just don't know, man. 5th of the month, 5 payments on this one, but the payments would start in February. And so that would cut our February budget in half for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. But we'd only have to spend $28 today. So that would help us today. And then we could just save that money and use that to pay off some pre-orders. I mean, I'm definitely thinking payment plans are the way to go here. Going through Sideshow might be the way to go here, because you get these payment plans in place. Captain America's Stealth Strike suit. So if you don't have a Captain America and you love this version of the character, yes, if you're building a 2012 Avengers display, since I already got a couple pieces, that's kind of where my focus is. And plus, I think we're going to get 2.0s. They're definitely going to reuse this this head sculpt, this new defined head sculpt with Chris Evans. And this would pair very well with the Artisan Winter Soldier. Which if I forgot to mention that in the intro, I already have that one. Like, that's the one that I have on pre-order that's already has. So I'm not using that as the budget because I already have that pre-ordered and stuff. So I'm just assuming that that's like already in my collection. This would look very good. And I don't have to technically do an Avengers 2012. I could do a Winter Soldier, pretty much just early phase MCU. Then when Doomsday comes out, I almost have that over as one era, and then Doomsday, it starts a new era. You know what I mean? October 2025. So this one could even get in hand soon. All right, we got to think about this one. I'm not going to add it to the cart, but we got to think about that one. And the only reason I have Human Torch in the cart and nobody else is because that'll just remind me that I need to put all 3 of the other Fantastic Four in the cart. We're probably not going to start with Fantastic Four, even though time frame wise, if I wanted all 4 Fantastic Four, now would be the time to pre-order them. But then that would just eat up the budget because they're probably all going to be similar in. Yeah, they're all going to be similar in like when they come out. Now this one, let's just see Mr. Fantastic with Herbie here. So yeah, May 5th, June 5th, July 5th, August 5th, and September 5th. So yeah, I mean, this is why it's tough, because if you did all this, we'd go out of budget. And until I have the budget, I can't just be like, well, I'll just sell off figures later on. We're not buying anything that's out of budget. We got to have the budget first, even if it's down the road. We can't just because that's how we get in trouble as collectors. We pre-order so much stuff, we forgot we had it, and then we get hit with 8 different invoices, right? Again, collect how you want to collect, but for this series, this is how I'm doing it. All right, so even though we have that in the cart, we probably cannot do that within our budget. We might have to find a creative way to collect the Fantastic Four. I think they're very important characters for Doomsday. I think there's potential to wait a little bit to see, how things look. But I mean, again, the only way you can maybe do it is you can maybe have a Mr. Fantastic and an Invisible Woman. Yes, you don't have Torch and you don't have the Thing, but that having Sue and why can't I think of the guy's name? Reed. I don't know what I'm thinking about. I was going to call him Pedro Pascal, which he is, but I just, you got Blade here from Deadpool Wolverine again. All right, this is getting me more excited for Marvel, man. I mean, I don't know about you, man. This is fun for me. I love stuff like this. Like I'm hoping you're enjoying it. If you're still with me, please hit the thumbs up button. I hope you're enjoying this. Leave me a comment below so far right now, and hit a timestamp in the comments below. Like, let me know what part of the video you're at, and tell me what decisions have been going through your head as we've been looking through this. Because that's important to me to kind of know what you're doing. And to kind of see where your head's at. So, and I know I'm blocking off some figures here, so I apologize with my camera. It's just almost impossible. I guess what I could do is like shorten this a little bit. So let me do that real quick. All right, I tried to do that, and then it just looked even worse. The screen was too small. So again, forgive me. I'm going to try my best to like keep you on screen here and just kind of show you again. You can kind of see right there. You can still see all the characters, even though I'm cutting off a little bit of them. Red Hulk is very interesting. So Red Hulk is one very interesting. I don't feel like this character... I don't think there's any way this character is not in Doomsday. Like, again, I don't have the cast list in front of me. I forget who all is going to be in there and who's not. But it just makes sense for Red Hulk to be in there. So even if it's a small scene, I definitely think Red Hulk's in there. But this is going to completely wreck our budget. And I think that I want to just maybe hold off a little bit just to see if we get a Hulk 2.0 from the Avengers, another Bruce Banner. I think a Hulk is an absolute essential piece. But I got to get that Green Hulk, man. I got to get Bruce Banner's Hulk, not Thunderbolt Ross, even though I want both. Let's see what we got here. So we got Yelena here. So this one's very interesting. So the thing with Yelena is, I don't know, I can't remember if the end credit sequence had her in a different outfit, for the new Avengers. I think it definitely has probably a new Avengers patch and stuff. So here's the danger about this. Yelena is a character that I feel like she's going to be heavily featured in Doomsday. Like, they're really focused on her. She's going to be heavily featured. I would not be shocked at all if we get another Yelena for Doomsday. But Thunderbolts was a Yelena movie. And I think the costume is similar enough to where... I think it was similar enough to where even if it was a little bit different at the end, I think we'd be safe getting this one here. Because I really enjoyed Thunderbolts, and I loved Yelena in Thunderbolts, and I love Florence Pugh as an actress. And I just feel like this is a figure that I really want. Pre-order $270, and plus look, we're really got, like, these are the ones I'm really excited about. Look, I love the deluxe ones, guys. I love the artisans, but for this series, for us being on a budget, for us trying to navigate this and curate, I got to stay away from those. Yelena at $270. The layaway would start at $60.75, so I would get 4 payments here, and it would start in March, and that would take up 60, but I'd only give up 27 now. That'd give me time to that'd give me a lot of time to figure out like stuff I could sell, and I'll keep you updated on that. But all right, we're gonna keep her in the cart. And here's the thing: if you haven't noticed, like, the reason I'm really prioritizing Sideshow right now is because of the layaway plans. It's not just a payment plan. Like, you could go to other places and get like a PayPal and 4 and stuff like that, and I've done that, but you're spending a lot more money initially, and you're spending a lot, Sideshow is a great source, man. If you're, I don't know where you live out in the world. I know some people have different opinions on it, and some people in different regions don't have the same Hot Toys distributor. They have different ways to go about it. But for me, being in America, it's my favorite place to order from for the layaway plans. Now, there's other places that I've frequented, and we're going to take a look at a few of those here in a minute, but that I really love and I would recommend. But the layaway plan is like just a great way to be able to keep track of what you're spending. And so you can kind of see what the thought process is right now is like the strategy is, if you're curating a collection, is like get you a piece early on, which we might do, but really utilize these pre-orders, but keep track of them, because you can just pre-order 8 figures. Yeah, you put down a non-refundable deposit, but now everything's hitting you in April. Everything's hitting you in May. Now you're going over budget. So we got to be strategic here, but that is a great way to be able to pay off a figure over time. And it's something I had to learn that the hard way. When I first got into it, I was just buying everything I wanted, and I didn't utilize the payment plans because I went and bought backwards stuff that was sold out. So that's why we're trying to get stuff that's either on pre-order or whatever. So now we're on waitlist here. So we've already seen everything, and we got Mr. Knight. I just want to talk about Mr. Knight here. We got Mr. Knight. I think I would love to get Mr. Knight. He's at $255, man. He's at $255. And this would be an okay representation of Moon Knight, but you got that Artisan Moon Knight that, again, I said at the beginning, if I didn't, here it is. I said at the beginning, I have Artisan Moon Knight and Artisan Winter Soldier that have already been paid on some, so I'm not counting those. But if you don't have them, that would be a good option for you. If you really wanted to get this character, I would love if they did a Marvel Knights movie. But that's a good character. All right, so we have. All right, so now we got Deadpool battling version on waitlist. This is very recently waitlisted. We could join the waitlist and wait. This is the essential for me. I mean, I love the bright colors of the other version, but to get the sculpt, even though if you wouldn't use the sculpt, I love having the option. This is one that's interesting to me too. This one's interesting to me too, but we wouldn't be able to do the payment plan because we're waitlist, and if it did convert, I think you can do a payment plan, but it'd only be probably 2 or 3 payments at the most. Man. All right, this is Deadpool battling version is definitely one to keep an eye on as well. I think Deadpool and Wolverine are like essential characters for my Marvel display. And you can kind of see these. We won't go through every single one, but we see the waitlist, the Artisan edition of Winter Soldier. We see the Iron Spider. I don't think that would be a bad one to get, but we already have red and blue suit. We got Brand New Day coming out. I would probably just, man, I don't know. We just can't do Artisans, guys. We can't do Artisans from this point on because it's just too difficult. And I'm hoping that the 2012 Avengers stuff, even though I do want them to be Artisans as a fan, that would really just destroy our budget. So we got to, again, I know I keep saying it, but we got to be strategic here. Some of these characters, like I don't need a Dead Strange, even though I think it's such a cool figure. I don't need this version of Scarlet Witch. I would love to get in-game Scarlet Witch. In fact, that's one that we can look at here in a minute. Black Widow Artisan Edition, I had to let go, sadly, and I'm regretting it. But I think overall for the collection, I'm excited about that. Like I think I think we're gonna get plenty more Black Widows. But that is a phenomenal looking figure. All right, let's look at one more because I don't want to go through all these ones that have been. So Iron Man Mark 6 2.0, that was one that I didn't get, that I had to cancel because I went with the suit up version. And I'm okay with that, but the gantry one, man, those were cool. You got the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. You got the Across the Spider-Verse. There's the gantry right there. Oh, man. And here we got the in-game Scarlet Witch. All right, so let's do this. Oh, and we got Captain America. We got Anthony Mackie Captain America, which I don't think would be a bad one to get either because... And we got Star-Lord down here. I don't have this Star-Lord, but we do have a Star-Lord. But, Mackie, Anthony Mackie's Captain America, man. He will be heavily featured in Doomsday. He's the leader of the Avengers. Sam Wilson, man. This is a piece that got announced and came out quick, and this is a piece that I want. But it's $375, man. So I'm hoping that there's a way to maybe get that a little cheaper down the line. I don't think it's gonna be though, unless he's got a completely new outfit for Doomsday. That's one I would love to have, but that would eat up a lot of the budget. So, all right, so let's keep that here for the Underground. Let's see what Underground has. Let's see what Underground has from a Marvel standpoint. So we're going to start with their Avengers. So Underground Figures is somebody that I bought from before. Sometimes you don't even have to put down an NRD. But don't take advantage of that. Like if you cancel a lot of orders, like I had to cancel some pre-orders, and so I really, I'd emailed and explained why and everything, and it's just something I don't like to do personally, is cancel a pre-order, especially if somebody's going to let me hold one without a non-refundable deposit. But this wouldn't cost us any money. But when the invoice comes, again, you either got to pay it all at once. You can set up something with Ray and Underground Figures where you pay off stuff. So if you haven't used Underground Figures, it's definitely a good resource for you. Have the figures a little bit cheaper here as well. Let's see if there's anything here that wasn't on Sideshow. So anything that was like waitlisted that wasn't on Sideshow. So we have the Wasp here. So the Wasp is $269. But again, I would love to get this figure, man. But I think we have to put our priorities other places. We have $214 for this Loki. That's cheaper over at Sideshow. We do have a cheaper Sylvie though, but again, we got to stick to this. I don't see Shang-Chi. There is Shang-Chi at $179.99. So again, around the same price, I believe, is what Sideshow had. So that's a good option there. We have this Winter Soldier from Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier. All right, so nothing I'm seeing. Let's see what Captain America. It's just Red Hulk. Let's see what we got on Deadpool. Do we have anything from Deadpool here? Just nothing that Guardians. We have Nebula and we have Groot, but I think for right now we need to focus on some other characters. Let's see what we got under Iron Man, even though we have Iron Man, just so you're aware of what's out there. So basically the same stuff we've seen on. They do have Rescue for $279.99. That's pretty cool. But anyway, basically the same stuff you see on Sideshow. Let's see what else we got. We got Spider-Man. Is there anything? Even though we're not really looking for Spider-Man. I mean, if you forgot to pre-order the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man, this is a way to do it. Why'd I go to Star Wars? Well, we know I went to Star Wars, but this doesn't help us in our Marvel quest here. So Thor, do we got anything on Thor? So we got the Mighty Thor there. They're almost sold. She's almost sold out on a Sideshow. And then we have X-Men. Do we have anything on X-Men? 1973 Logan, and then the TVA version. So again, let's go to another. What are we doing here? So we're going to go to Marvel. We're going to go to all Marvel here. Let's see what we got. So we got the battling version Deadpool. Okay. All right, this is making it difficult. So we have the battling version Deadpool in stock. All right, decisions are gonna have to be made here. Do I think Deadpool is in Doomsday? Absolutely, I do. Do I think he has a way different outfit? I do not. I think this would totally work with your Doomsday. Oh, man. I don't even know if we need to scroll down because what else are we going to find here? We got Captain America. Okay, he's sold out. We got Yelena. We got Ant-Man from Quantumania, but I'm going to hold off. I wasn't thrilled with that sculpt. That's a character that I would love to add down the line, but what else do we got here? Do we have anything else that's like sold out? We got some Marvel Legends here. We got Mr. Knight. Got to let my sold out. Oh, man. All right, so we got the battling version Deadpool. And we could use, I don't recommend this a lot because you can kind of definitely get, okay, so we'll log in. But basically, when I've bought from them before, is like you can do like, Affirm, you can do PayPal. Say I did a PayPal in 4. I don't know what the math would be, but like let's just say with taxes, maybe they add a tariff fee to this. I mean, we're using up a lot of budget if we buy it outright, but we're still within budget. But then we don't have anything until November, and then we only got $100 there. So I could buy this outright, then get $100 in November to use. So we either got to go. I feel like the play right now is all those other figures. I don't think we're going to take advantage of any of those sales right now because I think that I've seen those figures on sale for that price for a long time. I think we got to go with we got to go with this Deadpool battling version just because once this sells out on Sideshow, which it hasn't sold out completely, but it's on waitlist. This is available. I'm familiar with the shop. I've ordered from them before. I've had a great experience. There's probably one, maybe two of these left. But it's Deadpool. It's like I got that big character bought and he's in my collection. The only other thing I could think is maybe go with that Wolverine before he gets on. You know, we might have enough to go ahead and buy this and then pre-order that Wolverine. But here's the thing: the Wolverine's gonna be coming out very soon, and that's gonna take up a lot of our budget. Like his layaway will probably be $100. Let's see how much that layaway was again. Let's see how much the layaway was for the Deluxe Wolverine. Yeah, 102 a month starting in November. So for November, December, and January, I'd be at 102. That would take up all of my stuff. If I bought. So I can't do the payment plan for Deadpool and get this Wolverine right now. So that's scary because I want both of them together, you know? Yeah, man, this is tough. This is tough. All right, let's think here for a second. So let's look at who's the closest to being released here. Is it Daredevil? April 26th to September 26th. April to September. Okay, so Yelena and Daredevil are both in the same time frame. So if I go Yelena here, I won't have to start paying until March. So Wolverine would be paid off by then, so we'd be able to do that. My fear is that once I'm not going to be able to wait till I can't get Deadpool and I can't get Wolverine at the same time right now. So what I could do is I could get Deadpool now because he's not on Sideshow. So I could waitlist. It might convert. Might be able to get him for around the same price elsewhere. But that's about retail price over at Alter Ego. And I'm getting a huge character. So I'm thinking I could get the Deadpool there because again, like I'm close to like not having an option at retail. And then we'd have to just wait to see if another one gets announced before that one goes on sale or get used, which is an option. But I really don't want to get used personally. I personally just like to buy new. I don't mind trading for like a used figure or something, and then that would still open it up to where I could pre-order Yelena. Because Yelena is a character I really want in my Marvel display. I really do. I'm holding off on the big characters like Thor, Hulk, even like Captain America, Iron Man, Loki, Black Widow, Hawkeye. I really feel like we're going to be getting a lot of early phase MCU stuff from Hot Toys because there's not another Marvel movie till December of next year. All right, let's get a Human Torch out here. We're not going to be able to get Human Torch right now or Mr. Fantastic. Daredevil, I don't have a Daredevil. I would love to have that character. He actually has made his debut, but not in the costume. I believe he was just Matt Murdock. So these are three options on Sideshow, and then we got the Deadpool battling version here to kick us off. I talk about how important it is to get a figure early on and to get that in your collection. And if we just did pre-orders right now, yes, that feels good. We got pre-orders. We can pay them off. But, now, now we don't have anything for a while. And I think we got to get that early victory. And Deadpool's a must-have character in a Marvel display. There's no question. And this is awesome that he's available, and I don't see him available anywhere else. Now, Sideshow, he just went on waitlist. And again, could this character be cheaper down the line? Absolutely. It's the battling version, so he doesn't have that red look, so it'd be nice to get both, but I'd be okay with this being my only version. And then we obviously have Logan. So that's the thing, man, is once that Wolverine releases, he's sold out. Deadpool's already kind of sold out, but I do have options there. So is the play getting Wolverine? This is when we got to make a decision. We're not going to leave this on a cliffhanger. Because that just wouldn't be, I just don't feel like that'd be right. To leave episode 1 on a cliffhanger. But I don't know what to do yet. And if I put this out there and I ask for comments, maybe he's not even available anymore by the time this video comes out. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Wolverine. Gosh, there's no telling how many Wolverines we're going to get. But this would be the version to get. I could do this on a payment plan. I think we got to go with this Deadpool battling version, right? I feel like we got to go with this Deadpool battling version. So here's what I'm going to do. Even though this is not in real time, I got to think about this, man. And I know you're thinking like, oh, he's just doing this so we'll watch episode 2. Not real. I mean, because even if you tuned in for episode 2, I'd tell you what it is right off the bat, and then that'd be that. But part of this is the journey. Part of this is like thinking on things. You got to think about things and be patient in this hobby. And that's what we're going to do. So my decision is this. We're either going to go with Deadpool and get him right now, or we're going to go ahead and pre-order Wolverine and get him on a payment plan so we can have him in hand. And plus we can do some other things with that other bit of money, because we'd only use $34 of our $400 that we have on payroll right now. This wouldn't start till November, which would be $102. So I think that's what we got to do. And then I could probably still pre-order either Yelena or Daredevil. Let's go ahead and get Daredevil. We're going to wait a little bit on Daredevil because I want to do a little bit more research on like the other Daredevils out there. But that's one that I desperately want. But Yelena is a character that I personally just want in the collection. And this is somebody that we can go ahead and pre-order. So what we're going to do is this. I got to be careful not to pre-order Yelena right now. But the one thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get Yelena on pre-order. We're going to go ahead and get Yelena on pre-order right now. We're going to go ahead and get that $27 deposit. So I'm going to put the graphic up on the screen. $27 out of our budget, because we just pre-ordered Yelena with the non-refundable deposit, but we don't have to start paying on that until March. But that's something that I got to keep in mind later on, okay? We're going to go ahead and pre-order Yelena. So $27 out of that $400 is now $373, okay? So we're down to $373. That still gives us plenty to either get this Deadpool or to go ahead and put the Wolverine on a payment plan as well. So tune in for episode 2. For this one, we've pre-ordered Yelena. That's our first step there. Tune in for episode 2, because I got to sleep on this. I got to think about this to find out if I started off the collection with the Deadpool battling version or if I started off with Wolverine, Logan. Tune in for episode 2 for that, and we're going to keep on this journey together, because once we come to episode 2 and we find that out, then we're going to keep it rolling and keep adding stuff, pre-orders, try to figure out some different stuff. We're going to try out some different sites as well. But right now I feel really good about this. If I check out too many other sites, I'm going to overthink everything. So we're going to stick with that. Let me know what you think about this series in the comments below. Let me know how much you watched of it. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you would do. Again, the decision will be made by the time the next video comes out, but I want to know what you would have done in this scenario, in this situation. Let me know how you'd start building out your Marvel display and curating it. Let's do this together, man. Let's enjoy this and have some fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.